on the series of frequently asked questions, one of the frequently asked questions is, why do autistic children smell food? When you give them food, they smell it first. They want to first smell it before they eat it. And sometimes after smelling it, they won't eat it, they will refuse it. And sometimes after smelling it, they will actually eat it afterwards. Why do they smell? And some don't only smell foods, some smell even when they are around people, they will be smelling them, sniffing around. Why do they do that? That is what I want to talk about in this video. And for those who have just started watching me or watching my videos, on this particular video, my name is Nerissa and I'm a mom, a wife. I've got 3 children. One of my children is on the autism spectrum, and on this particular channel, YouTube channel, I come and share my experiences, my lived experience of raising a child who is on the autism spectrum. On his diagnostic barrel, he has got autism, ADHD, learning difficulties, challenging behavior, Tourette's syndrome, anxiety. Those are the conditions that he is living with, and we support him. So when I come and have these conversations here, I'm just being vulnerable, number one, because sometimes I share the things that we struggle with. And I also come and lay the lessons that I have harvested over the years. He was diagnosed with autism about 10 years ago. He is 12 years old now. And some of the challenges that we encountered on this journey of supporting a special needs child, I've shared them, some of the questions, some of the frequently asked questions. I've made separate videos for each of the questions that I've been receiving over the years. So in this video, I want to talk, or I want to respond to the question, why do autistic children, why do autistic individuals? I am beginning to stop using the word children because my child is growing. So I now prefer the word individual. And also the main reason why I'm deviating away from the word autistic children is because I've since met a lot of autistic adults. I've met autistic adults who are way older in age, even way older than me. So now I've learned that the things that we discuss about autism does not only affect children. And remember, these children that we are saying autistic children, they do grow and become adults. So yes, some of the things they manage to outgrow them, and some of the traits, they fall along the way because the individual themselves, they learn to live with that, and they learn to tolerate, they learn to manage their sensory sensitivities, and they then don't get overwhelmed as much as they used to do when they were younger. So it can now end up looking like the autism is fading away. Autism does not fade away. But what happens is that autistic individuals get to where they also get used to the environment, and then they tolerate the sensory overload, they tolerate the things that trigger them to such an extent they develop resistance. I think that is the right word, the right phrase. They develop resistance. Maybe they, due to realizing, you know, sometimes our bodies also even develop resistance in other things. Even character-wise, we develop resistance. I was talking the other day to a fellow special needs mom who was saying, people pass nasty comments about my child, and what do I do? And I was encouraging them to say, you cannot stop people from talking, but what you can do is what you do, how you react or how you respond to that disrespect. If people pass nasty comments about your child because they don't understand the condition, don't take it personal, don't take it to heart. Some people are just like that. So I think that is the same coping mechanism that individuals on the autism spectrum, they adopt that coping mechanism. They get to a level where they know this world is just like this. I have to live with it. So they start also looking like they have outgrown the autism. Maybe the noises or the crowds that used to really trigger their meltdowns, they no longer trigger them at all, because they've just told themselves, okay, I'm going to church and there's going to be noise, okay, and it's just going to be for about 4 hours, so I'll just sit and after that it's end. But as they were younger, they were just triggered and they didn't know how to cope, and they didn't know also how to silence some noises internally. So today I want to talk about the sensory processing issues that are associated with food. Why children smell food when we give them, specifically the autistic children. Why do they, when you offer them food, my son does that, you will look at the plate with plain pasta, for example, or plain rice, and they will still smell it. Why? Because you can actually see this is rice, this is plain rice, there's no sauce that has been poured over that you can say maybe there are some spices that I don't like. Plain rice that maybe you would have cooked together, and you can still look at it and you smell it before you eat it. So that is what we want to talk about in this video. So many autistic kids smell food because it helps them to understand. So that's their way of understanding, smelling. I think they trust their sense of smell more than their sense of sight. So they smell food, number one, because it helps them understand, it helps them predict, and it makes them feel comfortable with what they are about to eat. That is why they smell, is for them to understand and to predict. I'm sure it's to predict the test, to understand and to predict the test that they're going to have, so that they feel comfortable with what they're going to eat. The behavior is common, and usually it's not a sign of anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. We just have to make peace with it. That's why them, they do it without even thinking twice, without even asking for permission. Can I smell it? They will just smell it, because for them, it helps them organize their thoughts around that particular food. It helps them decide whether should I eat, is it safe or no. So they have to smell it. Number one reason is it's because of sensory processing differences. Many autistic children experience food very differently. So they have different sensory processing activities that are happening, and because of that, they experience food differently, and the smelling food helps them to prepare for the texture and the taste, that prediction that we spoke about. And it also helps to reduce the sensory surprise of eating. They don't want to put it in the mouth and then start realizing they've just eaten garlic, so they want to smell it first and decide, do I want this smell or not? If they don't want it, they're not going to put it in the mouth. So yet some of us, we taste food by saying, put it here, we taste it, and then we think if we like the smell after we've already put it in the mouth. But with autistic individuals, they want to play safe. That's why they smell. There's nothing disgusting about that. They just want to be able to be predictable with their food, to make sure that they can make a decision whether to eat or not. And smell is often the first sense they use to identify an item. So instead of looking at a bowl of rice and seeing that this is rice, for them, they identify that with the smell. If they've eaten rice before, they smell it, then they will know, okay, I remember this smell. I once ate it and it was pleasant on my taste buds, so I can eat it. It's safe. Now, if it looks like that and they smell it and it smells different from the last time, the rice they ate last time, they might end up refusing it because they are not sure, they cannot predict how it's going to taste in their mouth. Number two, smell gives them important information. Smell gives them important information about the food, because in smelling, that's when they decide, is this safe for me to eat? Should I eat? Just by smelling it, that's where the decision to eat is made. Whether they should eat or not, the decision is made as they are smelling. So smelling is very important for them, and there is nothing wrong with autistic individuals smelling the food before they taste it. They just want to be sure and they want to be confident that they will enjoy food. If their sense of smell can enjoy the food, they will definitely eat that food. So as they smell, this is the information that they are trying to gather when they are smelling the food. Is this food familiar? Is it safe to eat? Is the texture or temperature what I am okay with? It's almost like their own version of testing. It's a consultation with their test buds to say, please give me a go ahead. Please sign this requisition. If the test buds say yes, then it's like the finance team authorizing an invoice. So if the test buds are okay, then it's go. The robot, the traffic light is green, we can proceed and eat, as long as the test buds are okay with that. Number one, it's sensory processing differences. They smell for sensory processing differences. Right. So number three, the reason why children or autistic individuals smell food before they eat, or for them to decide whether to eat or not. The reason number three is that they get comfort and regulation from smelling the food. It helps them reduce anxiety and it grounds themselves. It helps them to stay grounded and it prepares their body for eating. So it's like an announcement that we are about to eat. That is why it's important. It's for comfort and regulation. So it grounds them. It's like, okay, it's downtime to say, okay, we need to get ready to eat. Remember, we said the test buds have authorized the invoice to say, okay, go ahead and eat. So now the body is saying, okay, let's settle and eat. So it's to reduce anxiety, ground themselves, and prepare the body for eating, especially in a busy, noise, and unpredictable environment. That's why you realize that maybe you are even in a shopping mall or in a restaurant or hotel. You sit there on the table, fine dining, and the next thing your child does is to smell. I remember the other time when we went away with my family, and when we woke up in the morning, went to the restaurant for the breakfast buffet, and my son wanted to smell food. We had to tell him, we cannot do that. You go sit on our table that was designated to us, and we'll bring the food there. Then you can do your smelling on the table, because it's disgusting. It's socially unacceptable for you to move around smelling. So we had also to teach him about the social responsibility of also being considerate to other people. But him, he will be trying to reduce anxiety. He will be also trying to ground himself, also to tell the whole body that it's now time to eat. And number four, the reason why autistic individuals smell food, reason number four, is just a routine and a habit that they've been doing it for over and over. So it's now part of their habit. If smelling food has worked for them before, and if it has helped them feel safe, if it has reduced the sensory overload and prevented surprises, they may continue doing it as a calm, predictable routine. Because maybe the last time they didn't smell, they ended up eating something that they found disgusting. So to be safe, they have to go back to that routine that works. Smell first. Let your sense of smell communicate with the taste buds that it's okay for you to eat this. It's safe. You can go ahead. So it's a routine or habit that has worked before. So they keep repeating that habit because it makes them feel safe. Reason number five, the reason why individuals on the autism spectrum smell food before they eat it is because they want to avoid sensory overwhelm. Some foods smell very strong and feel very strange or look unpredictable. So smelling that food first can help them decide, this is okay for me, or this might be too much today. This can prevent meltdown or food refusal. If they do that, because they've already avoided sensory overwhelm, so they then don't have to avoid food. They can just smell, and if they like the smell, they will definitely eat the food. When is it a concern? Now that we have listed these 5 reasons why children smell food before they eat it, maybe we need to look also at why it can be a concern, and when does it become a concern for you to say, okay, maybe I need to get concerned when it gets to this stage. So smelling food is not a concern. It should never become a concern unless they are smelling food that is not meant for them. They are going to other plates and smelling, or they are going the way I explained earlier, where my son was wanting to, in a hotel restaurant, and he wanted to smell food that was on a buffet table. That is where it becomes a concern. But if he is smelling food that has been served only for him, then that should be fine, because that is what works for him, that is what grounds him, that is what prevents overwhelm. So we will let him be and smell it, as long as they smell non-food, they smell their own food. But if they are to smell non-food items in ways that could be unsafe, even if it means smelling their own clothes, it's fine. But if they smell non-food items that could be unsafe, maybe let's talk about detergents, chemicals, maybe some things that we know that if you inhale them, they become toxic for health, then we can become concerned why they are smelling those items. Or if they smell things that causes distress or stops them from eating. If they're smelling things that will end up discouraging them from eating, they're smelling non-food items, they are smelling food that is not theirs, they are smelling things that will make them stop from eating, or suddenly become extreme or a new behavior, then that's where you can get concerned. If they never used to smell food before, you can get concerned. But as long as they're only smelling food, I think you don't have to worry. And if you are concerned, you can actually contact an occupational therapist. I'm sure they would be able to help, because that is their area of expertise. They will be able to recommend things, maybe sensory toys that can replace that sensory need which they are seeking through smelling, because that can also be sensory seeking. So this is what I wanted to share from my understanding, the 5 reasons that we need to remember, that when we see autistic individuals smelling, we don't really have to worry, as long as we understand that they smell so that they can consult with their sense of smell if that food is safe for them to eat it, if that food is okay. So remember, they smell to predict, and they smell to understand the food. They smell to see, to decide whether that food is okay for them to eat. If I say okay, I mean sensory wise. They smell to see if it's something that they would enjoy. If their sense of smell can enjoy, then definitely their taste bud, they will enjoy. That's what they believe, and that is where the smelling of food comes from. So do not worry if your child is smelling food. That is okay. It's a sensory seeking behavior. You don't have to worry why they are smelling food. In conclusion, I just want you to know that you are doing very well. Mommy, Daddy, you are doing very, very well. Keep it up. You are the best caregiver. You are the best parent to your child. Keep it up. And just a reminder, when they smell, it's for them to get comfort and regulation. It's a habit that they've done over and over. They've seen it working. So it's a habit, or it's part of their routine. It's okay. They smell because reason number 3, to avoid sensory overwhelm. So it's okay. It's something that is safe for them. So do not worry. Number 4, it's for comfort and regulation. And as well, it's sensory processing differences. So just remember this is for their own good. When they do that, remember, we always say autism is the way the brain is wired. What it means is that wiring of the brain already knows that these things are good for us. It's safer for us to smell first so that we avoid sensory overload. Thank you very much for watching, and please do let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much for the support. Leave your comment, please like and share our videos so that you will share this information with all other people out there. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.